right, race fans, welcome to another exciting broadcast by ETV Live and the crew. Tonight with me in the booth, Wesley Outland and Dakota and Joshua Harbinson. Guys, another night here with Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series at Loudon, New Hampshire. And Wesley, an exciting race last week at Chicagoland. But first, welcome to the booth.
Oh, thank you so much, man. And I'm unfortunately not all at 100% like I normally am. I've been announcing I was announcing the 24 Hours in Hanover on Saturday night, which is part of the first ever live racing reality broadcast on the ETV Live Radio Network. And my allergies is also getting to me, but we're ready to rock and roll. The show must go on. But of course, qualifying is going on as we speak right now.
Look at the size.
And of course, it's definitely an exciting night of racing. This is truly going to be a exciting event. You know, you mentioned Landon Huffman being the chase leader right now, going into round 2 here tonight at New Hampshire. He came back and redeemed himself last weekend at Chicagoland after being taken out in the next to last race at Richmond in the final race before making it into the chase. So Landon is on cloud 9 right now. He has really done extremely well, coming into the points with a 9-point lead. This is really going to be a different race, though, than we saw last Monday night at Chicagoland, Mike.
You're definitely right about that, Wesley. And the difference of the tracks will be braking. This track here at Dover is known for the brakes. But before we get into that, let's stay on last week at Chicagoland, where you're right. Landon Huffman started on the pole and finished in that number 1 spot that Redemption found Huffman for sure. Finishing in second position last week, Chad Cole, he sits second in points. Wesley?
Yeah, definitely. Dwayne Vincent in the number. He started the race in fourth. He rounded up finishing in the 3rd position. And, of course, Glenn Rhinestone Cowboy Campbell was able to finish in 4th. He started the race 11th. Jay Horton had a good, strong run, and you can tell him about that with 5th.
Yeah, Jay Horton is as always one of those guys who's up there front every race. The guy's got 8 top 5s, 13 top 10s to his belt. He's got 1 win, but he's looking for number 2 tonight here at New Hampshire. And sitting 6th in the points is White Wolf Jr. Finishing 6th last week at Chicagoland, White Wolf Jr. R.C. Rigdon finishing 7th last week, and talking about a guy in that lime green Chevrolet taking that car all the way from 20th to 7th. Job well done for RC.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. And then, of course, Ed Williams Jr., Kel Dresbach, and Ronnie Potts round out the top 10. And, you know, it was a fairly clean race. You know, with that long green flag run for about for about 50 or 60 laps before we had that caution there at the end. But I'm telling you, Landon Huffman at the class of the field, and just like right now, 29.327 seconds. Unofficially, as qualifying still continues on, he is the fastest car in qualifying so far.
And just to take you through the top 12, these guys racing for the chase here, Wesley. Landon Huffman, points leader. Chad Cole sitting 2nd. Jay Horton 3rd, just 21 points behind the leader. And just to show you how far Guy Snyder's sitting back from that 3rd spot, hey, it's 1 point and 22 points behind leader Landon Huffman. And rounding out the top 5, R.J. Williams. And in 6th, David Lanza, 29 points behind your leading Landon Huffman.
Absolutely. So bottom line, if you're looking at the playoff picture, I would have to say Adam Roberts and Doug Roth are pretty much out of it. Maybe Chad Schilling and Eric Arnold. The top 8 are at least in a good spot to at least come back and make something rally. But pretty much right now, if you're not in the top 5, you're screwed.
And just to show you the picture, the 7th position belonging to John Abbott. He's looking for that first win of the season. And Joseph Hayes, who Wesley mentioned, may be the last on the bubble to try to mount up some sort of charge for Landon Huffman, the points leader. He's also looking for that number 1 win of the season. And also, Joseph Hayes looking for that number 1 top 5 this season so far. So, interesting points battling up here early on in the chase race number 2 here, Wes.
Oh, absolutely no doubt.
And I tell you, we're here tonight at, let's get on tonight's race, where we're at here, the track, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, a track that some call the classic paperclip design. Wes, it's got long straightaways with the real tight, flat turns in them, and that's what you got to be real careful, because getting off the corners and the brakes getting in the corners is going to be the biggest key tonight, I guarantee you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Apologize. I was trying to get a swig of drink there and started choking, but yeah, man, you're definitely correct on that. I mean, when it comes down to, if there's a race in the chase that you definitely need to watch, it's got to be New Hampshire. Anything can happen. This is a solid 1 mile oval. It's kind of a little bit banked in the corners, 4 degrees, flat on the straightaways. So this is necessarily just like Chicagoland, a flat track. The only difference is this is a solid oval. Last week's track had the dog leg on the front, the tri-oval, if you want to call it that. But this is going to be an exciting 120 laps here, as all those drivers are going to be fighting for that Bob Earl racing seat that's valued at almost $400+. And you want to carry that home with you, being the champion of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, as round number 2 of the chase is getting ever so closer to firing up here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And Josh, down in the pits, interesting strategies for tonight's race with fuel strategy or with the tire situation?
Well, most of the drivers I talk to, they're fighting tight, so it's mostly going to be a right front issue all race. They're going to have to save that right front. They say this could be a one-stop race if it goes green all the way, so it should be some exciting pit stop.
I don't believe that.
How many laps can these guys go on a fuel run? About 60 laps, Josh?
What I'm getting is about 70. They can go about 70 on a fuel run, and we'll see what happens. They're expecting more cautions in a full green race, but we'll see.
And of course, anything can happen, though, Mike Keaton, as we talked about. We saw this happen last week. We had that 60-lap green flag run, and then the caution flag fell, and then everybody got jinxed except the leader when everybody came down to pit road. And last week, the leader was a sitting duck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ever so closer to the command to fire these motors and get things started. But right now, it's time to have our national anthem to pay respects to our greatest country we live in, the United States of America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey, everybody, welcome back. The famous words. Welcome back, everybody, and now the field is lining up behind the toe of the pace car on the front straightaway. We are getting ready to go racing here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway on the ETV Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. I'm Wesley Outland. Michael Keaton, the command's been given, the field's fired up. Let's give him the starting lineup for race number 2 in the James.
Pole sitter Landon Huffman, points champion right on now, is leading in first. John Hanna Jr. going to start outside in second.
Row number 2 going to be the 97 of Nathan Little into his inside. Driving the ETV Live Radio, HD Radio Network car, it's RJ Williams in the 21. He'll start 4th.
Starting 5th tonight, Chris Schallenberger. Outside him in that DeWalt Ford car, Chad Cole.
Row number 4, starting in 7th, the 33 of David Lanza into his outside. The number 47, it's Eric Arnold. He'll start 8th.
Rolling off in the 9th position tonight, the number 16 car of Steve Ritter. Outside him, the 06, Bruce Perry.
Continuing on with the lineup, this will round out the top 12 now. Ronnie Potts in the number 2 will be 11th. Dick Kell Dressback, he'll start 12th in the 45.
In the car, number 13, Chevrolet. Rolling off 13th tonight, Dwayne Vincent. Outside him, Guy Snyder in that 27 Chevrolet.
Bill beginning to roll now. Continue with the rest of the lineup, be a little faster. Row number 8, 15th, Steve Gottschalk in the 91, and Adam Roberts in the 88. He'll be 16th.
17th tonight, R.C. Rigdon. Outside him, Glenn Campbell.
All continuing on with row number 10, Keith Brooks Jr., the 71. Jay Horton will be in the 83. He'll start 20th.
21st belongs to the 43 of Doug Roth. Outside him, Timmy Logwood.
And the rest of the field, Nathan Bowers, Michael Gray, Randall Watkins, Chad Schillen, James Hertz, and John Abbott. That's the full field rundown. Reach in there and pull those belts tight, as the words of the great Larry McReynolds always says. And they're going to make 2 laps behind the toe of the pace car. Yeah, somebody was saying we're going 2 laps, but the pace car's coming in. Let's go racing, Michael Keaton at New Hampshire.
Landon Huffman bringing them to the line. The green flag is out, and John Hanna Jr., pretty bad start on the outside, but he'll follow suit behind Huffman in 1.
And everybody goes down into turn number 1. Huffman leads the charge. Hanna little to the inside of Hanna for second. Williams now will make the move. He'll go to third as they go into turn 3.
And this is what separates the men from the boys right here, getting into the turns here tonight, Wesley. The brakes is going to be all the tail of the end of this race.
It's a dog pile on back. We only got 1 lap on the board, 119 circuits to go here at New Hampshire. Race number 2 is now officially underway in the chase for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. Huffman, Hanna, Little, Williams, Schallenberger, top 5, they go into 1.
Top 10 pretty much single file. Back in the pack at about 10th and 11th position, you see Guy Snyder in that 27 machine trying to work his way on the high side. But I tell you, at New Hampshire, it's not going to be easy.
Of course, we heard from Dakota Ehrman a couple of moments before we got things started. Let's bring in our other pit reporter as they were talking strategy about the possibility of, we got 1 car in the wall, 97, Nathan Little for third. He'll now get passed by R.J. Williams and company, and now the 33 of David Lanza will get by him as they go down the back stretch. But real quickly, let's bring in our other pit reporter in the broadcast, Joshua Harbinson. Joshua, welcome to Chase Race number 2. And are they really thinking they could go 1 lap on a pit stop? Or 1 pit stop in this race is what I meant.
Yeah, a lot of them are saying they can get about 70 laps off the tank, so it'll be a 1-stop race. They said the tires might not last, but they said they'll try it.
Wow, that's amazing. Of course, Mike Keaton, that talk is going. Talk is cheap. We'll see here in the middle of the beginning of the race. Right now, everybody is still on the straight, narrow green light line as Huffman leads them back down the front straightaway.
Huffman doing a real fine job getting into the corner, getting out of the corners here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's just going to be who can get on the brakes sooner and who can get on the gas quicker coming out of the turns.
It is very heated as they go down the back straightaway. That battle between 4th through 9th, and of course 2nd spot's heating up as well. John Hanna Jr. now trying to be under attack with Nathan Little, and don't count out the battle of R.J. Williams, Chris Schallenberger, Chad Cole, they're all in the mix back down the front stretch. We're already on lap number 6 of 120.
Chad Cole in the number 4 spot, trying to take the number 3 spot away from John Hanna Jr., who has went from 2nd to 4th in a matter of 6 laps. Any word on that machine, Dakota?
Not much yet. He's been complaining that he's really tight and they can't get the thing to turn in the center. That's what a lot of guys are complaining of, and he's trying to take care of the brakes and not really kind of burn up the brakes too early. So he's just kind of backing up a little bit earlier. He's still just really tight in the center is what we're hearing.
And while that is all going on, guys, Landon Huffman is gone. He has checked out over the field. Hanna Jr., Nathan Little, R.J. Williams, Schallenberger, your top 5, and they finally got single file around the pack as they go back to turn 4.
Looking back here in the 5th spot and 6th spot, David Lanza in that 33 machine looked like he had a little bit of a run on that Chris Schallenberger, but gave it up, couldn't quite make it stick. And Wesley, New Hampshire is a really flat track in the turns. You mentioned 4 degrees. That's just a barely enough banking to really not even amount for much in a long straightaway. So, you know, getting into the turns is real difficult here. And what's impressive is getting out of the turn. You know, you got to get that car up and settling towards the wall coming out of the turn to get any kind of momentum.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Of course, we're still, you know, clicking away with this first half of the race. This race will be broken into 4 sections and 40 laps. You know, 40, or excuse, yeah. I mean, bottom line, you know, this is just the start of this thing. This race has just got started, and for Landon Huffman to be pulling the way like he is, he might want to start thinking about maybe conserving tires. Meanwhile, there's some great racing going on. Looks like for about the top 5 as they go back down the back straightaway.
We got a car pitting here on the speedway, the number 97 machine of Nathan Little. See if we can get some word on that. Nathan started tonight's race in a really good position and in 3rd spot tonight, and he has pulled that thing inside the pit area.
Absolutely, and now you got David Lanza trying to peek down to the inside of Schallenberger one more time for position for make it into the top 5. He's on the bridesmaid spot right now looking in. Outside the top 5 looking in as they go down into turn number, looks like turn number 3, nobody. Well, here comes Lanza. He'll make his move on Schallenberger as they exit out of turn 4, back to the stride, down the backstretch it is. He gets sideways, gets it bumped out of the groove. Him and Schallenberger made contact. Mike Keaton, that could have been scary for David Lanza. He did get it back going again, though.
It really did, and I'll tell you who it benefited the most. That's that Navy Nuke machine just behind him, running 7th spot. That's Eric Arnold. He gained a little bit of ground on Chris Schallenberger and Lanza, but Lanza did take the number 5 spot away from Schallenberger.
You're definitely correct on that, and of course now Steve Ritter has closed in on the Navy Nuke of Eric Arnold. Schallenberger now better look out behind his rear deck lid because they're coming hot and heavy. Everybody now goes back out single file. It's still Huffman leading as we now work lap number 13 this time by.
Steve Ritter, you mentioned just a second ago, started tonight's race in 9th position. He's running 8th behind that Navy Nuke machine of Eric Arnold. Looking down into turn 1, he might want number 7 spot.
Oh, he's trying to pick to the bottom. He'll try to make that move into turn number 1 and 2. The Navy Nuke of Arnold goes to the top of the track. Here comes Ritter. He'll find the opening to the inside. Now they'll carry Cal Drasback with him. Drasback now about a half a car length, maybe more. He'll drift up and slither that spot away from Arnold as they exit out of 4.
And Steve Ritter and Eric Arnold battle for that number 7 spot on the track. Let's go down to Dakota Airman, who's got more information on that number 97 machine.
Yeah, guys, 97 pulled the car behind the wall. They said they were having electrical problems, and it's also a throttle sticking problem going into the corner, so they were having a lot of problems coming down pit road, sticking it behind the wall. They're working on it right now.
It's hot and heavy again as Eric Arnold's under attack. That's for position number 8, 7, 8, and 9. Dressed back to the inside of Arnold as they exit out of 4.
Yeah, the 45 machine had a good head of steam going into 3, just couldn't quite pull the trigger coming out of 4. Down the front stretch they go, 165 miles an hour.
And they fan back out to around 100 miles an hour, under 100 miles an hour, into the corners,
43.
But then through the RPMs one more time. One car getting a little sideways, 43, and the caution flag is out. The 43, the classic STP colors, puts us under yellow flag, Michael Keaton. First one of the day on lap 15.
Michael Gray in the number 66 machine and the 43 Tangle of Doug Roth. And Doug's car smoking down the front stretch.
Oh, big trouble on the STP colors. And yeah, it looks like he's definitely got Cheech and Chong riding with him as he's hand grenaded a motor on the power plant of the number 43 car. And the caution flag is out. So will Doug Roth and the 66 of Michael Gray come to pit road? We'll find out here. Well, actually, Doug stays out on the track. I can't believe that.
Yeah, Doug Roth probably just trying to come back and catch the tail end of the field here. Not sure, but Doug Roth's definitely got some heavy damage, and that car's smoking. And I tell you, Dakota, not looking too good with that STP Ford, huh?
Yeah, of course, Doug Roth, still heavy smoke coming from the rear end of that car. He is coming to pit road. Joshua Harbinson, what are they saying about 43 car of Roth?
He's got heavy damage. You're going to have to do a lot of body work to try and get that back on the track. Not steering out a little bit too, so we just had to see what happens.
Meanwhile, Dakota Ehrman, a lot of activity as many cars decided to pit early in the race. Let's cover the pit stops.
Yeah, got several 4 tires and fuel call. I do believe somebody beat Landon Huffman out. It was Eric Arnold in the 47. I'm not sure whether he took 2 or not, but 4 tires and fuel for most of these guys' tires are really getting eat up at this track, especially how tight everybody's complaining they are tonight.
Right sides only for the number 47 machine of Eric Arnold. You nailed it. But I tell you, let's go back to Doug Roth for a second, Wes. He's sitting 12th in the points and just made it into the chase, and just a terrible turn of events for him tonight here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, definitely. That's just heartbreak hotel for him. But look at the Navy Nuke, the 47 car, going to the top spot as now they'll pass the scoring pylon. And you look at the scoring telemetry on your ETV chat box, and you will be able to see Arnold is now the new leader. Guy Snyder, the 4th, had the lead. He had the pit. He gives up that top spot. But yeah, tough break for Doug Roth in the STP colors, the classic STP colors of the great driver Richard Petty, Bobby Hillin, Bobby Hamilton. So many great drivers that drove that car after Petty retired. And of course, Doug Roth with problems here tonight. And it's definitely got to be either internal, mechanical. Joshua Harbinson, have you heard anything else in the 43 pit?
Not much. They have a lot of damage on the car, so they're gonna try and fix that. They don't really know what caused this. We got into it.
Absolutely, Michael. And it's still a long way to go too, man. I mean, we're only on lap 18, but like I told you, I was really, I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting the caution that early in the going, and now, oh man, what in the world's going on? Eric Arnold passes the pace car. You can't do that.
Eric Arnold probably just doing a little bit of toying with the pace car driver there. You'll see NASCAR guys on the track in the real world, they'll come up behind the pace car and give it a little nudge or a little tire rub or something like that. Dakota?
Yeah, guys, and the reason he was playing with the pace car driver, I believe it's J.D. Webb down there driving the pace car right now, and just have a little bit of fun with him.
Absolutely, you're 100% right. Our executive producer is the executive pace car driver here tonight, and without no doubt, he's trying to get the hell away from the rest of the field now as J.D. Webb hits the gas, and he'll be ready to come on to pit road here this time by as the pace car lights are off. We'll be ready to come back for the restart on ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network coverage of round number 2. As everybody is racing for that Bobber Racing seat for the championship in the Full Throttle Cup Series Championship Chase Race number 2 at Loudon, New Hampshire. The green flag is back out. The Navy Nuke leads Huffman off in turn 1.
Let's see if the left sides on that Navy Nuke Chevrolet can hold up coming out of 2. Landon Huffman's going to sniff for the lead here. Wes, he may look at it going in 3.
Well, he'll try to make it stick to the bottom, and yeah, just like taking candy from a baby and the baby whining, he'll take the lead. But Arnold not backing down. He bumps him. He gave him a nudge. Huffman got sideways on the front stretch. Here comes Chad Cole. They're 3 wide going for the lead. Cole gets the door shut on him. He'll peek to the inside. Arnold falls back to 3rd. Here comes R.J. Williams. just like that, a 4-car battle for the lead of the backstretch. Wow.
And Eric Arnold hanging on to the outside lane. Here is Chad Cole on the inside. Caution out at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Caution out over the speedway. What is going on? The second yellow flag. And understand 20 of Spot Steve Gottschalk has put us under the yellow flag.
The 69 machine of Joseph Hayes, also running 17th, is involved in that wreck. But I think what happened was just ahead of them in the Landon Huffman machine of Jay Horton.
83 of Jay Horton. A problem. His car is stalled on the back straightaway, and that's the cause of the yellow flag. And of course, John Westling, aka Fast Track John Westling, will give us a replay here on your ETV Live replay screen, and you'll be able to see what's happened to the 83 car. Dakota Airman, any word yet on what's been going on with that incident? We do know the 85 is also going to get the lucky dog here.
Yeah, I believe R.C. Rigdon actually making contact with him and kind of putting him up in the wall, and he just got turned around after that.
Both cars are on pit road. Joshua Harbitz and R.C. Rigdon's in front of you in the 19.
He's coming down to his pit stop. It's probably going to be 4 tires and see if they can get a little bit of damage knocked out and see if he can get back on track to keep his at least on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely going to have to take on 4 new sides of Goodyear rubber. Michael Keaton, and of course more cars are on pit road. Guys like let's see, the 71 of Keith Brooks Jr. comes on. 88 is on pit road. That's Adam Roberts, and looks like the Nerf softball 61 also came on to pit road. And what an opportune time to do so. But can too many pit stops hurt you? That's the question as we're only on lap number 23 of this race.
Just a list of drivers involved with that big wreck here on lap 21. R.C. Rigdon in the 19 machine took a little bit of damage. Glenn Campbell, just a little bit of damage to the front of that car as he hit R.C. Rigdon. Jay Horton involved. Adam Roberts in the 88 machine taking a hard lick. Joseph Hayes in the 69 machine. 71 of Keith Brooks Jr. Also, we got, looks like Brian Neff, or Stephen Gottschalk, I'm sorry, that Nerf Chevrolet involved also in the wreck.
Yeah, it looks like about 5, 6 cars, maybe 7 involved in that incident. And yes, it's going to take a while to get this cleaned up. Definitely. A lot of cars involved, and so we'll get everybody put back in place. We'll get ready to come back for the restart here. As again, it still looks like, well, I'm going to tell you what though, Michael, what a great jump on the restart. Landon Huffman was able to get by the naval nuke of Eric Arnold, but Arnold, Chad Cole, R.J. Williams, we about had a 4-car battle for the lead before the caution. They weren't backing down.
Well, you got to keep in mind that the 47 machine of Eric Arnold only took right sides on that pit stop, and Landon Huffman taking all 4 tires, and Chad Cole and the rest is history also taking 4 tires. So Eric Arnold's still out there, 25 laps into this race now. Left side tires starting to show a little bit of wear, especially on that last restart.
And the caution lights are off on the Ford Mustang pace car, which means we will go back to full song here next time by. We're working lap number 25 right now on the board. And of course on lap 26, when they take the green flag, they're on the back straightaway. Landon Huffman, Eric Arnold, Chad Cole, R.J. Williams, and John Hanna Jr. is the top 5. And of course the rest of the rundown, Dwayne Vincent, Chris Schellenberger, David Lanza, Kel Dratzbach, and Glenn Campbell. We always do this normally at the start of every event in the first couple of laps. J.D. Webb, our honorary pace car driver, picks up speed, scampers from the field, and we are about to crank it up ETV style here on a Monday night at New Hampshire. again, there's the sights and sounds of New Hampshire as the leaders. Michael Keaton are in turn 3, and guess what? It's Landon Huffman again, and he's gone.
Landon Huffman has indeed checked out from the field just a little bit. Chad Cole running second spot. R.J. Williams running third. Single file all the way back to 10th.
Nobody breaking out of line. Of course, now we'll try to watch that battle for second as Chad Cole's got it. The ETV Live Radio Chevrolet. And we got trouble up in turn 4. Michael Keaton, what's going on, boss man?
Glenn Campbell and the Penske blue and yellow Chevrolet has spun around coming out of 2, taking a little bit of clientele with him, Wes.
Oh, trouble for Rhinestone Cowboy. Glenn Campbell and the yellow flag is out. This is going to give us a great time to go to commercial break, and we'll be able to recap what happened to the Rhinestone Cowboy in the 44. Oh, he got in the wall again! There is definitely a problem on the 44 Penske Chevrolet. Looks like he also has a side of rubber down. It looks like either on the right front or the right rear too. So we'll definitely cover that action, find out. You won't miss not a thing because they'll have the video on side by side. We'll be right back. 28 laps in, Landon Huffman leads. This is race 2 from New Hampshire on ETV Live, online, Auto Sports Entertainment Network, and the HD Radio Network. Welcome back to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We are still working under the caution flag, but we do got more of a story of what happened to Glenn Campbell. Let's go back down to pit road and Dakota Ehrman.
Tell you what, guys, I was taking a really good look at that replay. I was watching the 45 right behind him. Cale Dreschbeck getting into the corner, pushed up, and just kind of got into the rear corner of him and turned him around for the field.
And I do understand, Michael Keaton, that the RSR Full Throttle Series officials have given a warning to the 45 car, telling him that's a no-no. You can't do that. One more rough move like that and you will be parked. Looks like the one-to-go indication will be given to the field. Caution lights, sir. No? Yeah, okay. Well, I thought they were going off. J.D. Webb was deciding whether to toy with the field, cut the buttons on or off, and now he finally cuts them off. So we will be ready to come back for the restart, this time by with, again, Landon Huffman in the SimSeat Chevrolet 75 out of Hickory, North Carolina, still leading the way. Mike.
71 machine of Keith Brooks Jr. was given the Lucky Dog award there. He's back on the lead lap, and Cale Dreschbeck is going to have to start at the tail end of the longest line. He was given an EOL penalty for the last lap incident. So Cale Dreschbeck all the way to the rear of the field.
And the pace car, driven by J.D. Webb, will now begin to accelerate from the field. Race number 2 of the chase here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire, under beautiful conditions. Clear skies, 78 degrees, and a little north breeze blowing at 2 miles an hour. But here comes Chad Cole. He'll try to make a jump on Huffman for the restart. Not going to get him. He sets sail in turn 1.
Landon Huffman all by himself for now. Double foul in second position, though, as Dwayne Vincent starting to push that D-Walt forward to the front.
And while we check out the look on the view of the Goodyear Stars and Stripes high blimp high above New Hampshire, R.J. Williams tries to make a move on the inside of Chad Cole. And don't look out behind you guys, the silver bullet in the 13, Dwayne Vincent. He's trying to pass R.J. for third as they go back to turn 1. He'll get him for third as they go to 1.
Dwayne Vincent, no stranger to the lead or into the top 5 here at any track. Dwayne started tonight's event in 13th spot. He's worked himself all the way up to the number 3 spot with caution coming out on the speedway. Big wreck coming out of 2. It's a 3 machine. 32 of Rich Jet. RC Rigdon involved.
Yeah, Rigdon's caught up in it. Looks like the number 3, John Blay and Billy Rock and Roll Racing Machine of Randall Rockins is involved. Rich Jet, RC Rigdon, looks like it might have ended up being about 3 or 4 cars. You got to recap more, Michael Keaton, of what happened. Caution number 4 on lap 34 is under caution. Let's go to pit road at Dakota Ehrman.
Yeah, guys, actually, I was watching this on 19, kind of plowing up into the 3, hits him and gets sideways in front of the whole field, and also turns the 3 in front of the field. So 2 cars, again, at tight condition, kind of hurt him really bad tonight as he just runs up and basically spins the 3 in himself.
Joshua Harps and RC Rigdon involved in another wreck. He's got damage on the green 19. That cannot be good for business.
No, sir. The good thing about this track, though, is it's not really aero-specific, so the body damage won't hurt him that much. You just got to worry about it knocking the toe out or something like that in the car. We'll find out when it gets to the pits.
But I want to tell you something, though, Michael Keaton. Throw the entire scenario of one pit stop out the window, because this will now be the 3rd time cars have come onto pit road. And the guys involved, Raw, the 32 car comes onto pit road. The number 3 comes onto pit road that was involved in the caution. 24, 66. Let's cover those pit stops real quickly. And RC Rigdon, Joshua Harvitson, he's coming in front of you. Let's see how much damage is on the 16 car.
He's got a lot of damage. He's not even taking tires at the moment, but they're just trying to knock out fenders and see what they can fix and make sure he can get it back on the track. But expect 4 tires, and when they get the damage done, he'll be rolling.
How about word on the pit stops for Rich Jet, John Hayes, RC Rigdon? Of course, we just got an update on that. Then the rest of the guys that came on pit road, Dakota Ehrman.
I was actually watching Jay Horton coming down 4 tires and fuel, and then they worked quite a bit on that machine. He was involved in an earlier caution, but he's proved to be one of the faster cars tonight. I'm wondering if he can't come back up through the field. Watch for that number 83 to come back up there, as he was running decent. Also, new news breaking out. I'm sure that Josh has this, but RC Rigdon was disqualified. That was the second or third incident for the night, so he has been ordered to park it by the race officials.
And he has been parked again by the officials of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. And oh man, disappointing night for RC Rigdon. I think me and you worked a race at Watkins Glen back in August, many moons ago. Michael Keaton, he had a pretty good run going for him. Matter of fact, I think he even wound up winning that event, but definitely struggling here tonight at New Hampshire in race 2 of the Chase.
Yeah, you know, and RC Rigdon just here tonight to just race with the league. No points battle for him. He's out of the top 12, so he's not really in any kind of contention to win the ultimate prize, which is a virtual sim chassis by Bora Bora Racing.
Absolutely. Recapping a rundown of your top 10 right now as we are under the caution flag. What is this, the 5th caution of this race? We've had a lot of caution so far tonight.
And, you know, with this kind of track, New Hampshire, it being flat, you got to get on the brakes real hard, on the throttle real hard coming out of the corners. You pick up so much speed going down these long straightaways. And so I got a feeling that New Hampshire is going to be filled with cautions tonight, not because of the drivers, just because of the track conditions here. This is just so tough to drive this paperclip track.
Yeah, of course, a solid 1 mile over, 1.06 miles, 4 turns, 4 degrees in the corners. You know, 78 degrees, a little breeze 2 miles from the north. Not really going to affect that to the cars aerodynamically really much. And Landon Huffman in his own world right now, dominating as we will get ready to come back for the green flag. This time by Landon Huffman out in front. J.D. Webb in that pace car drops it onto pit road. He's gone. Whoa, Huffman checking out just like always on the restart season turn 1.
And Chad Cole will follow suit in the number 2 position. But Dwayne Vincent's got a little bit of news for him. He looks underneath him coming out too. Can't quite make it stick. Caution on the speedway. Once again, big wreck with the 85 machine at 27th spot.
Wow, big trouble. The caution flag waving once again. That is caution number 6. Nathan Bowers, his car now down to the 45. Infield grass. 45 also caught up in it. Cal Drasback, and the yellow flag is out for the 6th time.
I believe the root of that incident coming from in front of him in the 45 machine and the 61 running 19th and 20th of Wyatt Wolf. He got into the back of Kyle Drasback, sent him sideways in turn 2, and that was pretty much it.
Caution flag is out again, and as you always know, cautions breed cautions. Oh, Drasback had help. He had help from the 24 car, it looks like. And then from there on, he got turned. And then he collected the 85. Wow, what a shame. Guys, what are they saying on pit road, Joshua? Okay, looks like we're having, looks like they are still getting stories onto pit road. And more cars are coming onto pit road that already have damage from previous cautions. Dakota Ehrman, cars coming on in front of you in front of pit road 45. And the 61 Wyatt Wolf, they're the ones that had the most contact as we discussed. Me and Michael talked about Doug Roth back on pit road again. He's got a lot of damage from earlier in the races. But let's get a word on Kel Dratz back in the 45. How bad is his car?
Well, they're not finding it to be actually too bad right now. They're coming down to get 4 tires and fuel in that thing, and they're just going to work on it as long as they can. They're going to come down several times to this caution and try to get the damage pulled back out. Just a little fender rub, they're saying.
Just to give you an update on John Abbott, who's running 4 points tonight. John Abbott sitting about 6th spot in the point standings. He was involved in that wreck. Just a little bit of right front damage. Joshua, did they beat that car out? Yeah, they did. The number 10 car down pit road. Crew worked on it really good. Got that car back under racing conditions. And 10 car of John Abbott should be good for the rest of the race here, Wes.
Absolutely. And while we're under this caution flag, let's take another break, pay some bills, as we are still under the yellow flag here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We'll be right back with racing here on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network.
JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages Cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, Cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just got the green flag here in New Hampshire, and guess what again, Michael Keaton? Oh, it is Huffman leading them back in 1 and 2.
Well, the race is for second spot. Dwayne Vincent on the inside, and the 17, Chad Cole, stuck on the outside. Looks like Dwayne Vincent's going to make the pass. He may move up. No, he does not. He stays down low.
Well, and while that goes on, Huffman pulling away one more time. Here comes R.J. Williams. He's going to carry David Lanza with him in the National Guard. 33 colors of his Chevrolet. Lanza now trying to make it a 3-car battle for second spot, and he'll do just that. Reels it on Dwayne Vincent. Reels it on Chad Cole. Now making 4 cars out of turn 4. And a caution on the speedway. Michael King, we get trouble on the racetrack.
The 24 machine also involved here in the 70. The 7 car of Timmy Logwood in the number 20 spot, taking a hard lick. Dakota?
Hey guys, looks like he was running the corner, running off the corner. Somebody checked up hard right in front of him, so he got to the brakes really hard and looked the brakes up and turned himself around.
Yeah, another guy like Doug Roth, he's got Cheech and Chong right over him. He's got a lot of damage on that number 24 Toy Story car. He is coming to pit road. Joshua Robinson, if they hand grenaded the motor on that Toy Story Chevrolet.
Yeah, it looks like if they're going to pop the hood, what they can find. And we'll see him. His race might be over. There's a lot of smoke coming from that hood.
To infinity and beyond, Michael Keaton might just have been the end for the number 24 car of James Hurts. As his car is in the pits right now, and Toy Story 3 is now No Story 3.
Just to give you an update on the top 12 in points and where they're running at in the field, Landon Huffman, points leader. He's running first. Chad Cole sitting second in the points. He's third. Horton is in a little bit of a trouble. He's back in 34th spot with 17 laps down.
Absolutely. And the wave now going to Keith Brooks Jr., the number 71 car being waved around the pace car. And Timmy Logwood was also given an end of lap penalty, end of the lead lap penalty. So definitely we've got, I'm telling you, the yellow flag and the man on the flag stand have been hot and heavy at work here today and tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Definitely at work, as this is caution number 7. Not even halfway yet.
Not even halfway yet. This is the type of track, Dakota, that is just really tough to ride and race in. And, man, I tell you, Dakota, what kind of information can you give us now?
Well, first off, I just want to start off by saying last caution, talking about Kale Drasback about to pull out of pit road, and he was disqualified for that caution as soon as he got out of the stall, so his day is over. But Guy Snyder was a guy running up front, or decently up front, who has come down pit road, got 4 tires of fuel, and I think he was sitting there for a little while. He is challenging for that points lead or points battle, or is a little bit closer. He's up in the top 5, I do believe, so he's a guy that should not be running in the back, especially for his points hopes. And this is a tough track. You also mentioned the flagger being working tonight. How about J.D. Webb in that pace car?
Yeah, I think they're putting extra miles on that pace car tonight. They got that frequent fuel flyer miles deal, so they can definitely keep that Sunoco race fuel inside that Ford Mustang pace car getting around the racetrack. So we're under the caution flag for the 7th time. The 7th time. And looks like Guy Snyder having a word with Abbott on the racetrack and telling John Abbott, what are you doing, buddy? Get back here and use more of your skinny pedal. And Guy Snyder says that he's got some damage on his car, as looks like we'll come back to 1 to go indication, I believe, this time by, looks like. And Landon Huffman, again, what an awesome performance he has done here at New Hampshire. We've talked about it as they'll double up behind the pace car. We got one car getting ready to exit off the exit, and he'll come to the tail end of the field. But I'm telling you, Michael Keaton, Landon Huffman, this is his race to lose. He is dominant. He is doing a great job. He's doing exactly what he needs to win this championship.
And I tell you what, looking at Joseph Hayes, who's sitting in 28 points down, or 28 spot now on the track, 1 lap down. He is 8th in the points, and I'm telling you, a lot of guys having some bad points nights here in this chase.
And there's also another statistic. The man that normally wins New Hampshire wins the championship. Landon Huffman's out in front right now, and he won Chicagoland last weekend as well. Here they come through the gearboxes. Back to it one more time. Chad Cole in the DeWalt 17 now tries to make a move on Dwayne Vincent. R.J. Williams behind him. It's always for third. They'll go at it again in turn 2.
Half a lap completed. Now, no caution. Backstretch duel between the 13 and the 17 for that number 2 spot going into 3. 21 gets involved with the mayhem.
R.J. Williams now stuck his nose in the gunfight. David Lanza's up there. Schallenbarger's up there. Make it 5 cars for 3rd position. And now for 2nd, as now Williams is now trying to make a move on. Oh yeah, here he comes. Dwayne Vincent, better look out. Williams, Cole, Lanza, Schallenbarger, they're trying to run him down. Meanwhile, Huffman says, see ya. He's in turn 3.
Man, I just saw the 33 machine of David Lanza go from 5th all the way back to 13th. Big trouble for him. He got a little bit of right door from the 35 machine of Chris Schallenbarger that sent Lanza almost spinning in front of the whole entire field.
Right you are on that. Of course, again, Huffman, Vincent, Williams, top 3. Nobody's breaking out of line. And it looks like this battle heating up in the back of the pack, though, is looking pretty good. As it is Ronnie Potts under attack for Scott Brotherton. That is for 10th and 11th, just outside the top 10. As Ronnie Potts trying to keep Scott Brotherton in the number 8 car. The white number 8 to closing on him. And look at Wyatt Wolf Jr. shaking off the cobwebs from the earlier caution. Wait a minute, that was Wyatt Wolf. His brother, Wyatt Wolf Jr., they're trying to now make a move on Ronnie Potts as they go into turn 3.
And just ahead of them in the number 6th and 7th and 8th spot, C.J. LaVere trying to put the move on Adam Roberts, but he's got backdoor company by John Hanna Jr., who started this race in the number 2 spot.
And while that race continues on, we'll follow another battle that's happening in amongst the back of the pack. It looks like it's going to be Adam Roberts for 6th and C.J. LaVere for 7th. John Hanna's in 8th. And the number 6 car, and we're watching these guys go at it, like you said, one more time. And that's another pretty good heated battle. Other than that, looks like things have pretty much calmed down. Michael Keaton as again, Landon Huffman leads him back into turn 1. Wait a minute. Here comes Roberts. He'll make a move on C.J. LaVere in turn 1.
I'm telling you, C.J. LaVare's got that car hooked up earlier on, involved in an accident. That's where you get the left rear damage from. And Adam Roberts also involved. He's got right rear damage on that machine. And Nathan Little has been sent to the garage area for electrical problems. Tough break for Nathan Little, who was running 46 laps down.
Tough break for Nathan Little. Let's go down to pit road and Dakota Ehrman. What's the word on what they're saying about Nathan Little's car?
Well, it's like I said earlier, they had a throttle sticky problem going into the corner, and they were having electrical issues. They have not managed to fix the electrical issues. They thought they had it fixed. They got the thing fired up, and it just died. They cannot get the thing back fired up, so they think they are putting it on hold, and it's just heading home.
Well, that's Dakota Ehrman, one part of our all-star pit crew here tonight on ETV Live Online Entertainment Sports Network coverage of Race 2 of the Chase from New Hampshire. Let's bring in another voice, Joshua Harvinson. Well, the pit strategy of one pit stop for the whole race is out the window, buddy. We're coming up on halfway. What are they talking about before this second half of the race gets underway?
They just stop when they need to stop. There's going to be plenty more cautions. So they're just going to take tires and fuel when they need them.
Absolutely, and of course Landon Huffman leads them back to the line. Michael going back to turn 1, 3 to halfway. Now make it 2.
Yeah, Huffman all but checked out from that number 2 spot. A second and a half behind is Dwayne Vincent, but he's got a little bit of company behind him. R.J. Williams in that number 21 machine, R.J. Williams in the number 5 spot in the points. Dwayne Vincent nowhere to be found in the top 12. He's not battling for points. He's battling for victory.
And here they come back down to the start-finish line and cross the stripe. Landon Huffman in his own zip code. He's got about, what, a half a corner lead over the rest of the field. He's doing a great job. As right now, another battle that looks like it's starting to heat up. David Lanza. Lanza, remember him? We mentioned him in the early going. Had some problems, fell back. Now he's back in the hunt of things again. He's in 12th position. Trying to close in is Bruce Perry and Walt Wolf Jr., though, as they go down into turn number 2.
Yeah, he's got a gaggle of cars right in front of him that's running nose to tail from 11th spot all the way up to the number 6 spot where we mentioned earlier C.J. LeVere in that lime green NASCAR.com Superstar Chevrolet.
Yeah, definitely the NASCAR.com Superstore Chevrolet, reminding you to buy all of your racing apparel for the chase also at NASCAR.com. And Huffman still in his own world. He's opened it up to 1.7 seconds. We're halfway. Flagman shows cross flags on the starter stand. Let's give him a full field rundown. Huffman leads. Vincent is second. Williams is third. And we got caution on the racetrack. Michael Keaton, what's going on? 61 in the 23rd position. Car number 61, Wyatt Wolf Jr. puts us under the yellow flag. Wyatt Wolf put another yellow flag, number 8, and we just passed halfway, Michael Keaton.
And the 61 machine, as you just mentioned, White Wolf motor just blew, so he's pulling that 61 Chevrolet behind the garage. And Timmy Logwood also done for the evening.
So for the third time tonight, Joshua Harbison, Cheech and Chong visits another driver, Wyatt Wolf, on the trailer after hand grenading a power plant.
Yeah, they're going over to see if they can do anything to bring it back on the track. He's still sitting in the pit box, so we'll see what happens.
Looks like everybody comes down pit road. Joshua Harbison and Dakota Ehrman, they're going to call the pit stops. First, let's go to Dakota.
Yeah, you guys here from the leaders, 4 tires and fuel, just like normal. Just trying to make it as close as they can to the end of the race. I believe they are extremely close from here.
And Dwayne Vincent took 4 tires of fuel, and he's out second right behind Landon Huffman.
Oh, a great battle led by Scott Brotherton, Doug Roth, Rich Jett off of pit road. They were 4 wide. There was not even room left to take the retaining wall down as they were all fighting for spots to get out on the track. Under caution, 62 laps complete. We just passed halfway. Michael Keaton, if the second half is any inclination of what we saw in the first half, it reminds me of Thunder Mountain from Saturday night. Cautions, cautions, and more cautions. Under yellow, lap 62, now make it lap 63. From New Hampshire Motor Speedway, you're tuned in to the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network.
27 cars being shown on the lead lap. The lucky dog participant now, Joseph Hayes in the number 69 machine. He is 8th in points. He's battling for this chase here tonight, Wes. And he's got a long way to go, but Hayes back on the lead lap, put him in 27th spot. With a little bit of damage, Joseph Hayes can still fight for that right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, anything can happen in the still, and now we got new leaders on the racetrack that are in front of Landon Huffman. Will they pit, or will they stay out? We'll find out here. Chad Schilling, Guy Snyder the 4th, Eric Arnold, John Abbott has now got in front of your leader, Landon Huffman. And you know what, guys? They don't pit.
Well, you got to think Chad Schilling has nothing to lose here. He needs the bonus points, and he's sitting 10th in the chase points right now. Guy Snyder, one of those also, sneaking in from the back. He sits 4th in your chase points. Eric Arnold also 9th in the points chase. John Abbott sneaking into the top 5 here. He's 7th in the points chase. So there's your points contenders up there right now, Wes.
Absolutely, and they got to let everything to gamble. And they're going to play with J.D. Webb in the pace car one more time. Our celebrity pace car driver, J.D. Webb in the Ford Mustang. Schilling, Snyder, Arnold, Abbott, Huffman, the top 5. We'll give you that full field rundown as we run halfway in just a moment. Or we might have another caution. Pace car comes in. This will be lap number 65. 55 to go here at New Hampshire. Race 2 in the chase. We're green.
Carolina's Lightning leads them to the green. Going into 1, Chad Schilling got that number 25 Chevrolet to the front, and he's in 2 now, Wes.
Into turn number 2, and then Dwayne Vincent's going to now have the third. Oh, let's see who that is going to be. That's going to be Dwayne Vincent, R.J. Williams, Guy Snyder. All these guys are all under attack. And believe it or not, Chad Schilling, he is holding his own surprisingly for the lead. Trouble in the back. We got a car going around. Oh, no, car number 35. That's Chris Schallenberger. Everybody else behind him goes behind and goes around, and the yellow flag is out. Oh, no, big trouble.
Multiple cars involved here. The 06 car, the 2 car, the 35 car, the 3 cars in the grass, 98's in the grass. Steve Herring, big wreck out of 4 here at New Hampshire, Wes.
Absolutely, and it all started, if you look on your replay screen, when Mr. John Fast Track Westling gives you the replay. Number 35, Schallenberger, Chris Schallenberger, that is, he had help. He had help. No doubt about it. They go down the back straightaway into the corner. The number 6 gave him a little punt in the pants down to his inside. Then they drift up into each other. Steve Ritter was behind him. Ritter checks up. 35 goes for a spin. Then everybody else from there plows into him, and the caution's out. And what a tough break for the 8 car. Everybody else behind there, just innocent circumstance. Schallenberger, the 3 spinning to avoid, and that's the cause of the caution, number 9.
You mentioned Chris Schallenberger. I'm seeing him go down pit lane right now with that car way offset to the center. It's tracking big time as he pulls that machine inside the pit stop crew going to work on that machine. But CincyKarting.com Chevrolet of Chris Schallenberger could be done for the night, Wes.
Let's go to pit road. Dakota Ehrman, what are they talking about Schallenberger's 35 car?
Well, he is indeed in trouble, and they will be sitting here servicing the car as long as they can. I'm not actually sure that they'll be able to get him out without losing a lap here, but I actually have somebody standing by with me here. I wasn't able to get a whole lot of information on Chris because I was standing here with Wyatt Wolf Sr. Wyatt, man, what happened when you just kind of blew up there?
Well, it's kind of weird thing. It was the darnest thing, just running down the backstretch, and just hooked something in the wall, and round she went.
Now, we believe you you guys putting the car in the hauler. Are you guys done completely for tonight?
Yeah, we're done. Motor blew up. Had some damage with the motor. You know, I had a decent car just riding around there tonight, and just trying to get to where I could run a decent line, and darned if that didn't happen, but that's just racing.
Are you going to stick around and pull for White Wolf Jr.?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a little spotting for him here, and besides driving the hauler, I'll do some spotting and race my car when I can. It's a lot of fun doing this RSR deal.
And who makes it happen for you?
Well, you know, I got a lot of good sponsors out there. Justice Brothers Car Care Products, Werewolf Graphics. They all help out. My wife, she puts up with all this weekly stuff like this. So we used to race real time. This is just awesome stuff we got going here.
Absolutely. So, of course, that's again the driver, Wyatt Wolf, who is out of the event. He's going to keep rooting on Wyatt Wolf Jr. He is still on the racetrack, and I'll tell you what, Joshua Harvitson, the number 6 car of John Hanna Jr., he was kind of one of the guys that collected the 35 of Chris Schallenberger in that accident as we get ready to go for the restart. What's an update on the 6 car?
They didn't take very much damage on the wreck. It took a little bit, but not enough to really affect them. They took 4 tires of fuel and just went right back out on the track.
And he was given an EOL penalty there, too. I might have to mention Wes. So he'll start the race, this restart, in the very back in 24th spot.
Oh, that definitely ain't fun. That's the end of the longest line penalty that he has got to hold. But I'll tell you what, one man that's holding his own is Chad Schilling, is J.D. Webb, honorary pace car driver for the 10th time today. Puts the pace car behind the wall, and the Carolina Bandits gone one more time. Carolina Thunder, whatever you want to call them, Michael Keaton. Schilling's checking off into the sunset in 1 and 2.
And he's got a little bit of company. Guy Snyder in that 27 machine coming out of 2, awfully hard, 75 underneath him. The battle's for second, maybe first, going in 3.
And they continue to go at it, almost 3 wide, maybe a little bit more. Now they'll fan back out single file. Here comes Snyder. He'll peek onto the outside lane of the 75 of Huffman. He's going to get a wingman now. Here comes Snyder. He's Maverick. Goose is going to be the 47 of the machine of Eric Arnold. The Navy Nuke, as we call him, now closes in. Not anymore. Dwayne Vincent takes that spot away. Now they're about to have a 5-car battle, make it 6-car battle for the lead into turn 3.
Telling you what, man, watching the top 5 here, battling it out, off the wall, banging off each other. New race leader, Landon Huffman to the front, but at 13's got a little bit of company for him underneath the 25 coming out of 4.
Well, it's not his Mickey D loving it day to day for Steve Herron of the McDonald's car. He's now to go a lap down as the leaders are about to run down. Him is the back marker car. But meanwhile, Landon Huffman looking up, checking out. And we got a great battle for second spot, though. Dwayne Vincent and Chad Schilling as they go into turn number 3.
It didn't take him long to regain the lead. Landon Huffman back to the front, coming out of 4. He'll complete lap 73 this time by, but the run and battle is for second spot belonging to Dwayne Vincent, who just overtook the Carolina Lightning coming out of 4.
Oh, Carolina Lightning, that's his nickname. And let's go to pit road real quickly. What story you got for us, guys?
Oh yeah, on that restart there was a 5-car wreck. It was the 98, the 85, the 24, the 06, and the 6. I guess they got them rolling and didn't bring out a yellow flag.
Well, maybe no wonder then that's the reason why the McDonald's number 98 car is about to go a lap down in company as well. As again, a great update on our pit reporters there, just giving us a word. Landon Huffman leads them. He's gone. He's back in turn 1. Huffman, Vincent, Williams, your top 3. Then you've got Schilling, Cole. I got to tell you what, Michael Keaton, I got to give a great attaboy to Chad Schilling. He's not pitted in a while. He's holding his own, but you got to wonder sometime or another those tires are going to wear out on Carolina Lightning.
I'm sure what Chad Schilling's hoping for is a caution within the next 10-15 laps. With him not pitting, got him up to the lead, got him a bonus point. As I mentioned earlier, Chad Schilling is in the race for this chase. He's 10th spot. He's in 5th now. 25's got a really fast car, but he needs to get that car down pit road under a caution as soon as possible.
Yeah, I see somebody else we were watching also along with Chad Schilling. He's drifted back to now 5th. Guy Snyder the 4th. He was up there. Joshua Harbinson. What are they saying about the motor oil number 27 car?
Is not happy with that car right now. They did pit I believe the caution before everybody else came down, so he was not on completely old tires, but his car is not rotating compared to the other cars out there that are on fresher tires even after a caution cooling down.
Yeah, definitely. He's already drifted back inside the top 10 or outside the top 10 now. So definitely, I'm wondering if Snyder, Schilling, guys like that, not taking on new side of rubber, getting them new Goodyear radials is hurting them. As again, for the moment, it's Landon Huffman in his own world. He leads them here at New Hampshire, ready to put lap 77 on the board.
Landon Huffman appears to have checked back out once again. Nothing different there, but now the battle is persistent in the number 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. Chad Schilling, like you mentioned, hasn't pitted in a while. Tires starting to give way. David Lanza looking on the inside of him, going into 1 here. The Budweiser Chevrolet trying to get in back to the top 5.
Yeah, you can just simply tell more and more that there is a problem for the 25, and it's not a problem that he's got a mechanical issue or he got involved in a wreck. It's just simple. He's used up his tires, and now it goes for a spin. David Lanza trying to get by Schilling. I was just talking about him, and he spins in turn 4 and goes all the way to the back of the pack. Oh my. Well,
there's that break that I was saying Chad Schilling needed, but Being
He
wrecked.
didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, being wrecked was probably not on the mind of Chad Schilling. Just getting down pit road was going to be his task, but now he's going to have to do it from the back once again. Wes?
Tough break, man, for Chad Schilling and Carolina Lightning Chevrolet. Him and David Lanza. Look on your replay. They were battling for position. Lanza's on his inside. Schilling was trying to protect the top of the racetrack. Both Chevrolets made contact as they go into turn number 3. Lanza just drifted right up into the 25. And it looks like they were running for the same piece of real estate. One thing led to another. They bang fenders, and the 25 goes spinning, and the other one goes just right straight selling down the track, and that was Lanza's car. And the caution's out for the 10th time.
And you're probably going to see all the leaders and those behind come down to take their pit stops here, what could be the last of the evening.
Pit stop time. Let's go down to Dakota Ehrman.
Actually, one guy that is not coming down pit road, Chad Cole in the 17 machine. Remember, he is second in points, battle for that points lead. 9 point, I believe Landon Huffman has a 9-point lead over him. He stayed out that time just to get a track position over Landon Huffman. There's several cars in between them now, so all he has to do is maintain the spot right now.
Joshua Harbison. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then there's a replay also of our number 85 car. If you look on your audio screen, and as well as the video of what happened, the 85 car definitely got a lot of damage on his machine. We are under caution flag as an instant replay shows the incident involving an earlier race with the number 85 car and Landon Huffman. Now, him and Chad Cole. Chris Schallenbarger back in the hunt of things again. Could you believe it or not? Michael, it is the chase, race number 2. People are going to take chances. They're going to do anything they can to get as much valuable points as possible.
Yeah, New Hampshire is just one of those tracks where you just got to come into the event saying, hey, I got to take a shot at this. It's race number 2. There's only a couple of races left, so I got to give it everything I've got, and that's what you see Chad Cole doing. You also see Doug Roth right there. He's sitting 12th in points. He stayed out. That means he's starting second as long as he doesn't pit here. And like you mentioned, Landon Huffman's still out there, and R.J. Williams also. So the top 4, at least for now, all racing for that seat by Bob Earl Racing.
I cannot believe it, though. We were just talking about Doug Roth and the problems that he had in the early going to this race, and now the colors of STP's great driver Richard Petty sits in second. Oh my, I just can't believe it.
Well, it's just what Josh mentioned earlier. Here at New Hampshire, you really don't need that much aero, technique to get around this track. It's all about braking and all about getting that car to come out of the corner, which the 43 machine of Doug Roth can do. This guy is not this guy's been up in the front a lot.
Absolutely, and the pace car lights are off. Boy, I tell you what, J.D. Webb, he was just going to enjoy a night driving the pace car, maybe enjoy a night off. We put it to work big time tonight, ending caution number 10, and for the 11th time, J.D. Webb will bring the Ford Mustang pace car back onto pit road. Here they come through the gearboxes, back to the green flag. And, oh yeah, Chad Cole sets away the DeWalt power Ford of Chad Cole. He's gone, and Landon Huffman runs it down. Chevy and Bowtie going at it again, and I believe we got a caution.
3 wide for the number 3 spot, just for a second, didn't last long. That number 43 machine has went backwards, but towards the front, R.J. Williams in the 3rd.
Oh, here comes R.J. Williams in the 3rd spot, and again Landon Huffman peeking to the inside of Chad Cole for the lead. Cole will not be denied. He'll pull that outside move on the 75. He'll come down on the 75. Remember the last time these two guys got together, along with Steve Ritter, they wrecked each other at Richmond. Will we see the same outcome here tonight at New Hampshire? Cole tries one more time. New leader. Huffman leads in 3.
Yeah, I just don't think anyone's got anything for this 75 machine of Landon Huffman. He's got his act together.
Absolutely, Chad Cole, the man, trying to hold on to the top spot. Landon Huffman in his own world. Less than 4 or 5 car lengths. Here comes the ETV Live 21. R.J. Williams. He'll peek to the inside of Chad Cole for second. And now Dwayne Vincent. Oh, he gets sideways. Williams gets sideways. He'll have to close back in on Cole. He'll get second in turn 3.
And bringing along inside the hunt is the number 13 of Dwayne Vincent. He's moved into the number 4 spot. He's working the back door of the DeWalt Ford machine of Chad Cole, who's trying to run the 21 machine in second spot down in front of him.
Back into turn number 4, back to the line. It's going to be the 13 down the back straightaway. Dwayne Vincent, now he's in the battle. That's for 4th. Cole's in 3rd. Williams has 2nd. Your leader's Huffman on 4.
Still side by side coming out of 4, Dwayne Vincent, Chad Cole. Chad Cole's got the momentum, pulls it down the front stretch. Dwayne Vincent has no other option but to pull high and swing in below.
Another great battle going on is for 9th and 8th spot. 8th and 9th, Steve Ritter's in 7th. It's Robert Snyder, Brotherton. They're going at it hot and heavy. Look out. Guy Snyder the 4th on the inside of Adam Roberts for position. They keep flip-flopping back and forth going to turn 3.
Guy Snyder, who is in the hunt for the chase, running a real solid 8th, 9th. He can't make up his mind. The 88 machine of Adam Roberts on the high side. 27 machine Guy Snyder going to pick up 8 that time by.
And they're doing it over, going back to turn number 2. And let's see where this is going to end up, as Guy Snyder still got the Miller Lite Chevrolet, the Miller Lite Ford colors of Adam Roberts still to deal with on his outside. Down the back stretch, now Rich Jett will stick his nose in the gunfight. He'll cut off the number 8 car of Scott Brotherton. That's in the back. Behind him goes those guys for 9th and 10th. Meanwhile, contact between Roberts and Snyder on the front stretch. Snyder now goes to 8th. He's in turn 1.
Adam Roberts still trying to hang on the outside here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Not sure if he can get the tires to stick coming out of 2 as he slips a little bit, but so does Guy Snyder, and someone's in the wall.
Someone's in the wall. It looks like it might be the 2 and the 8 of Ronnie Potts and Scott Brotherton. They were battling with one another. Something had to give, but still keep going. We still stand a green, and Huffman leads now.
R.J. Williams, big-time wreck, blown motor on the front stretch.
Oh.
Holy moly.
And he gets collected. Doug Roth's involved. The number 4 car, C.J. LeBaire, gets involved. The 91 car, Steve Gottschalk, caught up in it. Randall Watkins, Nathan Bowers, Schallenberger, they all slam on the brakes to miss him, and the caution's out. Trouble on the front straightaway.
I'm going to tell you something. The number 8 machine, Scott Brotherton, who was running 12th. John, you might want to get that one in cockpit view, because he hit the 21 machine for all that he was worth.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now, and the 13, Dwayne Vincent, was reeling in the 21 of R.J. Williams, and these guys were definitely fighting for position, all that they could muster here around the racetrack, and Vincent slowly but surely closing in on that 21 car. And as you said, like you said, actually, you know what? No, R.J. Williams, he lost control. I was thinking that the 13 of Dwayne Vincent might have hit him. He lost control of the car on his own there, Michael.
Yeah, he sure did. Just pushed it a little too far coming out of 4, hit the wall, and from then on, the rest is history, man. The 21 machine, hard lick, inside the wall, outside the wall. He's parked that thing.
Yeah, tough break for the ETV Live Radio team, and that motorsports car, number 21, is in the pits and done. Let's go down to pit road.
Most of the leaders actually staying out right now, but Chad Cole, and I believe that behind him, I'm trying to figure out who that is. I believe that's either David Lanza and Eric Arnold also coming down. Guy Snyder coming down. Keith Brooks Jr. Doug Roth, who you guys talking about, was having a decent night after he climbed back up to 2nd, was also involved in that caution after he turned around just barely. So several guys coming back down for damage repair, and Chad Cole had not been down the last time, so he's coming down for 4 tires and just to get back on an almost even strategy.
Now, Wes, we've been 9 laps since Landon Huffman has last pitted. I can't believe the strategy here by that team, that he has not come down pit road. He's run some of his fastest lap times, so you know he's wore that right front out a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if he can hang on to the lead in the closing laps.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be very interesting as we're working lap number 93. It'll be lap 93 this time by in this 120 lap event. Well, we're wondering if he's going to take a break. We're going to take a break and thank our sponsors as we are still on lap number 93 this time by when they come to the stripe. We appreciate you watching all over the country to ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. We will be right back after these words and hopefully the finish of what has been a very caution-filled race number 2 in the chase from Loudon, New Hampshire. Welcome back to the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series race number 2 in the chase from New Hampshire. I'm Wesley Outland, Michael Keaton in the booth, and 2 great pit reporters, our all-star pit crew of Joshua Harbinson and Dakota Ehrman. JD Webb for the 12th time brings the pace car on the pit road. We're back to green, and guess what? Same old story, same old song and dance. Huffman leads in 1.
And Dwayne Vincent's hot in pursuit now, but the top 4, top 5 did not pit. It starts back with Ronnie Potts and Chad Cole and them, who has pitted. Hard car into the wall here. It looks like John Abbott's in trouble.
Yeah, John Abbott's in trouble. It looks like he had some help from Steve Ritter and Adam Roberts as well, but they all keep it going. We stay green. Huffman leads them to the line. We're on lap 95. Now caution's out. Caution's out. Under caution now, Michael. What's going on?
Doug Roth in the number 43 machine. Looks like he got a little bit of help from the 25 of the Carolina Lightning Chevrolet going in 3. Doug Roth's around. Caution on the speedway.
Oh, that just sucked for Doug Roth because he was just making a great run. He was up in second or before our last restart, guys.
And that's really going to help Huffman out to settle those tires out once again. You probably won't see the top 10 leaders pit here, but you may see some guys in the back come down and make those final adjustments and get those final fresh 4 tires.
I'm telling you what, I'm wondering how long the RSR Full Throttle Race Director is going to put up with this nonsense of wrecking caution, and finally he puts his foot down and says, all right, guys, look, let's get some racing under your belt. Dakota, am I wrong? A majority of this race has been under caution flag.
I think you recapped. I believe this is the 13th caution because you said JD's pulling that car on the pit road for the 12th time.
Yes.
12 times is a lot, even for this track.
A full caution-filled night here at New Hampshire. And now the question is, does anybody come on to pit road?
I'll tell you what,
Like people are making a move. They're getting single file. The question is, will they come to pit road, Michael Keaton?
it looked like Michael Gray came down pit road, but I believe that was from a little bit of damage from that wreck that he was in. And Chad Schilling, we're just being told, Dakota, that he's been disqualified.
Yes, sir. Chad Schilling being disqualified for being the cause of the wreck there. He actually drove up, got really tight and drove up to the into the inside of, I can't remember who spun there, but he's the cause of the caution. And yeah, Doug Roth, it was, so he is the cause of the caution. That was the second one of the night, so they have asked him to park it.
Yep,
You gotta give it
three
to
and you're
the
done,
RSR
Wes.
officials. Yeah, you're exactly right. You got to give it to the RSR Full Throttle Cup officials. I mean, if you start trouble or you do something intentionally, they're going to park you.
And Wes, that's going to put him back. Right now, it looks like the 21st spot. And, man, Tough Break running top 10 in points. He's actually 10th. And this is really going to put him backwards.
Well, we have a celebrity pace car driver driving the pace car tonight. Our executive producer of ETV Live, Mr. J.D. Webb from Sherman Oaks, California, was going to be enjoying a nice, relaxing, I guess, Monday night drive, driving the pace car. I don't think he was expecting to do a lot of work. Boy, he picked the wrong night to be behind the wheel of that Ford Mustang, Michael Keaton.
Well, so far, that pace car has led the most laps for tonight, so... But no, once again, these guys at RSR, they're a solid core racing group from week in, week out. It's just this track. I'm telling you, these guys will back me up with this. This New Hampshire Motor Speedway track, with it being flat in the corners and with this setup being fixed, it is just one of the toughest tracks to drive. And I know these guys here will be glad to get out of here.
Absolutely. They'll come around this time by for the restart. Lap 100. What do you say, Michael Keaton? We get them to crank it up one more time for the first lap under triple digits.
Yeah, reach over to your left or to your right where your speaker volume adjustments are and crank that up, because ETV Live is going to bring you this Crank It Up special edition with the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. Getting way here back to green with 20 to go this time by.
And Huffman is gone again. Meanwhile, for third spot, Adam Roberts, Steve Ritter, they're going at it like it's the last piece of chicken on the dinner table as they go into turn one.
Chad Cole inside, outside wall, hard lick for the 17 machine. Oh, Chad Cole, big time damage there.
And
Wes?
the caution flag is out yet again.
Ronnie Potts. Ronnie Potts in the number 2 machine involved with that wreck. Man, I tell you, ooh, it's a hard lick.
And Dakota Urban has called it a night on pit road. Let's start to Joshua Harbinson on pit road. How bad is the 17 of Chad Cole damaged?
He's pretty bad off. Crabbing it down the pit road now. This crew's getting ready to see what they can do to fix it. But it looks like his night might not be done, but he's not going to finish on the lead lap or anywhere close to it, it looks like.
He hit it a ton, though, didn't he, Michael?
He really did, and that Ford machine's bent up to left and back and right back. Hey, Chad Cole, second in points. I got to mention, he's right behind Huffman, 9 points behind. And the number 2 hit him. That's Ronnie Potts. He's running 5th. But it doesn't matter. Ronnie Potts is not really in this chase, but Chad Cole is devastating night for that group.
Yeah, the number 2 of Ronnie Potts hit him, though. I'm wondering if they're going to park the number 2 because he turned right into the 17 of Chad Cole. If you're looking on that instant e-play, you can be able to see what happened there. John Westling, a.k.a. Magic Fingers or Fast Track, maybe he'll show the replay one more time. But from the looks of it, Ronnie Potts turned right down on to the 17 of Chad Cole and put him in the wall.
Hey, while we've got a minute, I want to mention openpaddock.net. Check it out every Tuesday night right here at etv-eplay.net, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can check it out. It goes over the airwaves and plays on etv-eplay.net. Check them out, openpaddock.net.
Absolutely, and also don't forget about every Friday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, join J.D. Webb, even though he's off tonight driving the pace car, along with Dakota Ehrman, one of our pit reporters we had here at Race 2 at New Hampshire, for the Pit Report, a recap of everything that's happened this weekend that's been broadcasted on the ETV Live online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. It airs at 7 o'clock. You can hear dialogue, driver interviews, race recaps, and much, much more. As again, that is the Pit Report, presented by Gary Mercer Trucking every Friday night, 7 o'clock on the ETV online radio. And don't forget also, hey, are you mobile? Get the apps on iTunes Radio, Tuned In Radio, Windows Media Guide, HD Radio Network, and can I throw a plug for me as well, Michael? Don't forget about the always exciting And the Winner Is Motorsports show every Monday night. It's 6 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, 7 Central, 5 Central, 3 Pacific, and JD's time zone on the ETV Live Radio as well.
Well, Ronnie Potts was given the EOL black flag penalty. And looks like pace car light's still on this time by Wes, completing 1:05, will be 16 to go.
It has been a very, very interesting race, but the word is the same word I used from Thunder Mountain Speedway for our first ever, longest running ETV Live broadcast ever, Saturday night at Thunder Mountain Speedway. And that word is cautions. The cautions followed me from West Virginia in reality, and they followed me here for simulation tonight at New Hampshire, Michael Keaton.
I'm looking at the number 17 machine running 20th spot. This guy's going to have to wheel this car around the track big time. Look for him possibly to be turned or turn someone because of the way that car is looking.
No doubt about it. And we have now, it'll be 15 laps to go. A 15-lap shootout. 20 to 1 odds says we're going to have another caution flag again, so me and you'd be millionaires, Michael Keaton. But there's that slim chance we can go 15 to the end. Michael Keaton ain't even friggin' made a pit stop in long as I can remember. Is that going to affect him in the SimSeat 75 Chevrolet, or will he win race number 2 in the chase like he won in Chicagoland? J.D. Webb brings the pace car in. Whoa, Roberts about turned the 75 on the restart, and Huffman knew he was coming. He scampers from the field as they go into turn 1. That should have been scary.
I think Huffman kind of sensed that he was coming, did a little brake check, made him hit his brakes, and tell you the 17 is around. He's off the racing surface. No caution yet here. Still green going into 3.
There's still green flag, and for the moment Huffman leads, but here comes Dwayne Vincent. He'll close in, but I'll tell you what, I'm still excited. Adam Roberts, he was not afraid of the 75. He was ready to make a run on him. I'm telling you, you got to either wreck this man to get by him to win. Somebody's going to have to put the 75 in the wall to get the checkered flag, as now we've got less than 13 to go here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, but with these rules, keep in mind, Wes, that if you bring out the caution or if you're involved in the caution, you are automatically given an EOL penalty. So that's a tough break. They kind of take the, you got to take the T with the I, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, but in my opinion, when it comes down to the end of it, it's all no holds barred. You got to do what you got to do to get a win, whether it's reality or simulation, and that's what they got to do here. That's what they got to think about. These RSR full throttle officials got to realize, yeah, we need to follow rules in the races as things are happening, but as it gets down to the end of this deal, it's every man for himself. No friends on the racetrack. Dwayne Vincent's going to do everything he can to close in on Landon Huffman. They'll come to the line. Time is running out. Now make it so. Oh, let's see, 11 to go as they go back to turn 1.
Yeah, and to these guys, not only racing for respect here tonight, Wes, they're racing for a championship and a Bob Earl Racing championship seat.
The championship seat, you're exactly right. Bye. If they go down into turn number 4, no, the Bob Earl championship seat. At least he didn't say champion something else. As they go down the back straightaway, Landon Huffman back to the line. He's got Dwayne Vincent, Adam Roberts in the middle of light, number 88. I'm still got to give an attaboy to Adam Roberts. He was not backing down, but now he's under attack by Steve Ritter and Gary Snyder. The 14 at the wall. He's upside down. Ritter goes airborne. Both cars start wrecking. I was just mentioning what a great job they were doing, and now they both crash hard on the back straightaway. 71 caught up in it. Keith Brooks Jr., the 91 is Steve Gottschalk. big wreck here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the late going.
With Guy Snyder running 5th in points, he took one heck of an ETV ticket ride, we call it, West, going down the backstretch in that 27 machine. Wow,
Here
big wreck.
You're looking on your ETV replay, and you can see Guy Snyder the 4th and Steve Snyder. I was just talking about the great job both of those guys were saying what they were doing, and then Snyder got into Roberts. Roberts was able to get away. He gets cross-checked by Ritter. Ritter's car goes up the racetrack, turns over the 27 of Snyder the 4th. Then the Navy Nuke, Eric Arnold, gets caught up in it. So does David Lanza. Oh, man. And then Ritter's car gets up in the air after Lanza crashes into him.
I tell you what, it's coming down to the end here, and these guys getting a little aggressive. What do you think, Wes?
Oh, man. Well, I'm surprised I still got my voice after what happened there. That was a pretty nasty wreck, and you see him on that e-ticket ride. And again, the other cars just plow into him from there. And I want to say now the 91 is Steve Gottschalk, the Nerf 91. He did stop. He did stop just to avoid the wreck. But smoking big time. He's gone up in smoke. He's destroyed. Let's go to pit road and Joshua Harbinson. And let's watch your in-car while we're... Well, let's see here real quick. Roberts, Snyder, Ritter, oh wow, he turned right into him big time. Look on your replay screen, folks, right into the driver door of the 16. That's what got the 16 in the air. And then he says, oh no, here comes the 27, I'm in trouble. He goes right over, and the tire hits the front of the driver's windshield. Oh my.
Wes, did you capture the view of Eric Arnold going underneath Steve Ritter?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that is Eric Arnold. That's what I'm telling you about. That is so crazy right there.
That's what I'm saying.
For those wrecked cars.
Eric Arnold, man, I gotta tell you, did he pull down pit road and go to the bathroom?
Let's go to pit road real quick, and Joshua Harbinson. I know Ritter came on the pit road. Lanza came on the pit road. Obviously, Guy Snyder the 4th is in after that big wreck we had just there on the backstretch with less than 8 to go.
Yeah, they're all at work trying to repair the damage. I think Guy Snyder, his night is done. He's pulled that back into the garage. The other ones are trying to get their cars worked out, see if they can get it out. And Chad Cole's back in to see if he can get some of that fixed as well.
What a night, what a night. Michael Keaton, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. What a caution-filled night.
I tell you, a tough night, too, for a lot of these Chase Championship drivers. Cole, Horton, Snyder, R.J. Williams, Lanza, Hayes, Chad Schilling, Adam Roberts, and Doug Roth, all in the top 12 in points, all having a rough night here tonight.
The only man that's got smiles on his face right now, grinning from ear to ear, you guessed it, the leader, 75, Landon Huffman. And this is going to be a 5-lap shootout. When they come to the line, it will be a 6-lap shootout, excuse me, because I'm always thinking on lap 120 the race is over, but actually that's not the case. When they go to lap 120, they get the white flag. A 6-lap shootout. Anything can happen. And there's a lot of vengeful vendettas that might actually be decided here too. You might see some payback.
And here's the bad news. If a caution were to come out in the next few laps, this race could be, in fact, over. But take us to the green here, Wesley, with 6 laps to go at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
For the 16th time, J.D. Webb pulls the pace car Ford Mustang onto pit road. It is 6 laps to go. Huffman, Vincent, Roberts. Roberts gets by Vincent for second. Meanwhile, Huffman pulls away. Roberts trying to close in, though. He's still under attack for Vincent for second in turn 2.
The 88 machine and the 13 machine battling on the backstretch side by side, coming into 3.
Well, this time by, they'll come to the line, and it will be an open hand from the flagman on the starter's stand. And that flagman's hand has got to be wore out after so many times throwing the caution in the green, the caution in the green, and the black flag, and the move over flag, and so many other flags that he has to use in racing. But 5 laps remaining, and it is Landon Huffman out in front as they go off turn 2.
Things are starting to get excited all over the racetrack, back in the back. Man, these guys are racing, but the battle's still up front for the number 2 spot as Adam Roberts trying to close in on Dwayne Vincent, who runs second.
How's that song go by Creedence Clearwater Revival? There's a bad mood on the rise, and it's heating up now for positions 10, 11, 12, and 13. Doug Roth is in 12th. He's under attack from Michael Gray. Steve Gottschalk is now battling out with him as well as they're trying to run down Randall Watkins for 10th. They'll come to the line, though. It'll be 4 laps to go. Now make it 3 laps to go as here we go. 66, Michael Gray trying to pull to the inside of the 43 car, trying to make a passive position in turn 4. 3 to go at the line.
And Doug Roth trying to add another donut to the left side of that machine. Going down the front stretch, he's got Michael Gray, as you mentioned, in the 66 underneath in 1.
And that's the most heated part of the race right now as Gray under attack from Roth. Roth under attack from Gray. Flip-flop it. Don't count out the number 10 of John Abbott. Steve Gottschalk, they're in that battle as well. And now they'll finally kind of calm down a little bit. Meanwhile, pick back up that leader. Well, maybe not. Here comes the 66 of Michael Gray. Him and Roth bang a little bit with each other coming down the main straightaway. We got 2 laps to go. Gray gets the spot on the 43 as they go to turn 1. He's going to carry Gottschalk with him. Maverick and Goose duke it out in 1 and 2.
And Abbott's right behind Roth in 2. It's 2 by 2 coming out of 2.
Meanwhile, time is running out down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4, this time by to the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Car number 75 out of Hickory, North Carolina. Landon Huffman leads it into turn 1 for the final time.
Just ahead in the 5th and 4th spot, David Lanza working on Adam Roberts. He's going to look underneath. He's going to put that car inside in 3. Can he put it in there, Wes?
He'll try it one more time. That's the battle going on for 3rd and 4th. But meanwhile, coming to the flag, checkers are in the wind. 2 wins in a row.
Lanza's upside down.
2 in the chase. Chicagoland and now New Hampshire. Huffman takes the win. Dwayne Vincent finishes 2nd. And did they wreck at the finish line?
Yes, and can we... Oh, man. Huge wreck. Man, get a load of the 47 machine of Eric Arnold. He took 1 e-ticket ride to space and back.
I have not even had a chance to see the replay. Maybe John can show the replay here as still Landon Huffman is celebrating after winning race number 2 here in the chase. Yes, sir, here they come down to the flag. And, of course, way out in front is that number 75, Eric Arnold's in turn number 3, all on his own as they go down into turn number 3 and 4, coming to the checkered flag. It's already official. He's already won it. And Eric Arnold, the Navy Nuke, 1 car, David Lanza, was into the wall. That was while him and Adam Roberts were battling. They crashed at the finish line. And then the 6th car up in the air goes. Oh, wow. Goes the Navy Nuke of Eric Arnold right at the start-finish line, Oh, man. Right at the finish line, Michael Keaton. I believe I can fly. He's singing that as he was up in the air. And Lanza goes backwards across the finish line. This race is in the books. What a show. As again, let's give him a rundown of the top 10. Landon Huffman is your winner. Dwayne Vincent 2nd, Adam Roberts 3rd, Rich Jett 4th, and Joseph Hayes the top 5.
And just to mention those that's in contention for the chase in the number 1 spot, Huffman finished tonight in the number 1 spot. How about a great night for Adam Roberts, finishing 3rd. He sits about 11th in points. That'll move him up a little bit. Joseph Hayes, wow, talk about a guy coming back from a couple of laps down. A lot of damage on that machine. Gets that number 69 Chevrolet up towards the front to a top 5. He sits 8th in points.
Well, I gave a rundown of the top 5. He kind of gave a better rundown of the guys in the chase review. And the rest of the top 10 is Ronnie Potts, John Hanna Jr., J. Randall Watkins. In the 3, Eric Arnold, the Navy Nuke. Even though he got airborne, I believe I can fly. Arnold, he finished in 9th. And Michael Gray finishes in the top 10. What a wild, wild caution-filled race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway today in Race 2 of the Chase.
I understand why they call him Eric the Nuke Arnold. Now, he took a e-ticket ride on the front stretch there coming towards the checkered flag, didn't he?
Absolutely, man. I'm telling you what, I know if John Webb one more time, I know that we're getting ready for a celebration of post-race activities after Landon Huffman has won the race in the chase, but if I don't know if he can show that replay again. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. But bottom line, they were coming out of turn 4. The 6 car was already sideways. David Lanza. Remember, Lanza and Adam Roberts, they were battling for the 3rd place finish, and then they got into the wall. Okay, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose from there. And then the Navy nuke became his own missile as he goes airborne.
Go to commercial.
We are going to go to a quick commercial break here as, man, this race has been excited. Woo! Michael Keaton, I got to catch my voice and recompose. You got to do the same thing. We'll have our top 3 finishers. As, again, Landon Huffman, he dominates the first 2 races in the chase and wins at New Hampshire. We'll be right back from New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon. This is the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network and the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to a post-race production on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network, reminding you about some great radio coverage every week, every Monday night. It's And the Winner Is Motorsports Show. Join me, Mike Neff, and Justin Rose now at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 Central, 3 Pacific on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Radio Network, as well as on HD Radio. Tuned In Radio, iTunes Radio, and Windows Media Guide. Every Tuesday night, it is everything about the world of open wheel racing. Join Sean Pinchin and company for the Open Paddock as we talk about everything about the IZOD IndyCar Series, the Infinity Road to the Infinity Pro Light Series, and, of course, the Mazda Road to Indy. All of that every Tuesday at 9:30 on ETV Live. And, of course, don't forget, J.D. Webb, he's off tonight, but he'll be back on Friday with another great job again by our pit reporter, Dakota Ehrman, for the Pit Report, 7 o'clock. And then, of course, it's the Friday Night Showdown. All great programming on the ETV Live Radio Program Network. And, by the way, I want to remind you that if you miss Open Paddock on Tuesday night, it re-airs Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then the winner is it re-airs on Friday at 1 p.m. And remember, if you do not have the app, download it on your mobile device. Just simply go to Tuned In Radio and put in ETV Live Radio. Let's go now to our top 3 finishers. What a race it was, Michael Keaton.
It really was, and standing by with Adam Roberts. Adam, you made it interesting. You had a little run on Landon earlier on. You couldn't quite put that car back towards the front after that, but tell us how the race went, Adam.
Well, pretty much survival of the fittest tonight. You saw all the cautions. You know, just trying to stay out of trouble was the name of the game for me. Just try and maintain and hang out near the front with Landon and the boys, you know.
Absolutely, and Adam with Schilling, Lanza, R.J. Williams, Guy Snyder, and I believe Jay Horton, Chad Cole also now having bad night tonight. You gotta wonder where that's going to put you at in the points. You're 63 points behind Landon Huffman, so let's talk about that. You're 11th after this race going into Dover next week. How do you feel about maybe clawing your way into the top 5?
Well, I mean, I'd love to claw my way into the top 5. Unfortunately, my employer is probably going to have something to do with that.
I've enjoyed racing with these guys week in and week out, and I've probably missed 4 races total. So, given those 4 races, I might be in a different position, but it might happen. We'll see.
Well, the order of priorities there, Adam: the family, work, and then fun. So we always understand that. Now, who makes it happen for you on the track each week?
Well, my wife first and foremost for letting me sit behind the wheel, and my employer pays me enough money to take care of business.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, folks. Adam Roberts finishing third tonight. Solid finish for him. He'll move that machine probably up from 11th to about 5th or 6th. Well, who knows until the points are released. Standing by in the number 2nd spot tonight, podium, Dwayne Vincent and Joshua Harbinson.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with Dwayne Vincent, qualified 13th, finished 2nd. Take us through that race, Dwayne, to the caution field, and you seem to be the only one that could almost keep up with Landon Huffman.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, man, I kind of messed up in qualifying. Started mid-pack and just worked our way through, man. Took our time and tried to be patient, but the cautions were just unbelievable.
Yeah, there were quite a few of them this race. I don't really remember the exact number, but so did you?
I don't know if he can hear me or not, but I can't hear him. But thanks to raceskins.com, all my teammates at Red Ash Chassis Works, and my dad at home for sticking through all the cautions. I hope he enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was Dwayne Vincent. I'm sorry I had some technical problems there, Dwayne. Yeah, you ran a good race, man. I appreciate the interview, and we'll send it on to Wesley Outland, who's with the leader right now.
All right.
I got a question real quick for Dwayne Vincent. Dwayne, did you think, I mean, bottom line, it looks like Landon Huffman has just got a very, very strong car. Was it just going through your mind that you're going to have to turn him to try to get the victory? And of course, and then you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, because if you try to put somebody the bumper or you try to move somebody up the racetrack to get from position, then it looks to me by the rules you get penalized. So does that kind of making the racing unfair, in my opinion?
It makes it tough, man. You got to think twice before you make that move. I mean, before I think the second to last caution or the last caution, I was kind of hanging with him. I did want to get up close enough to him to possibly get him loose. I wasn't going to hit him. I didn't want to take that chance, man. And with him being in the chase, I didn't want to do that.
Absolutely, and I understand Michael Keaton's got a question for you as well, Dwayne Vincent.
Yeah, Dwayne, this is Mike. Man, I tell you, week in, week out, for the latter part of this season, man, you've been up there. Last week, I think you finished third, tonight second. You've been outstanding. You've got that 13 silver bullet, as Wesley called it earlier, up to the front a couple times. And, man, going back, do you wish that you would have started in race 1 with this group? Because you could be fighting for a championship.
Yeah, along with all my teammates, man. I wish we'd have all started at the beginning of the season. We were talking about that. Maybe, hopefully next year we can be in the chase. We'll be here next year, so we'll give it a run.
All right, well, there you go. There you have it from Dwayne Vincent, who finished second tonight. And just to throw it back down to Adam Roberts, who's got a little bit of more information that he'd like to supply us with tonight. Adam?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the guys that we were racing around tonight. The guys in the top 10 that we got shuffled all around to the back, to the front. I mean, I think everybody tried their hardest being a short track and everything. And I wanted to, thank the Dirty Mo Posse, and, hand it back over to you guys.
All right, Adam, and absolutely, we brought that up in the broadcast a lot tonight, that the way that this race went tonight with the caution after caution after caution was not really your guys' fault. We just talked about the track. New Hampshire is not an easy track to drive. It's too flat. There's no other way to put it, but it's just really difficult. And so this is a great group of guys. And with that being said, Wesley standing by with your points leader and also the winner of tonight's event, Landon Huffman.
Yeah, once again down here in Gatorade Victory Lane, of course, all the Gatorade beverage pours all over him. The crew's giving him high fives, cheering. Big jubilation down here in Landon Huffman for the second week in a row for the chase for the RSR Full Throttle Cup. You have now officially won again.
Yeah, it's awesome. This track's a lot of fun. It's difficult. The race itself was frustrating, I guess you could say. The cautions were a bit of a bummer. I kind of wanted it to go green there. The tires get worn out, and these cars get a lot of fun to drive. But it actually comes as a plus, though, because I was able to do a little English homework there under those couple cautions. But overall, it was a fun race, and Dwayne, I thought he was going to have something for me there at the end. I thought he might have been saving back a little something and was going to give me a shot at the end, maybe not show me what he could do there, but he gave it what he could and gave me a good run for my money. But I got off to a good start here in the chase, so I'm pretty happy with that. And
I got a question on a restart. Adam Roberts in the 88 car, of course, he finished third place in the race tonight, his best finish in a while for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. That number 88 middle light car, it punted you, and he got you sideways on the front stretch. What was going through your mind there? Because I noticed after that happened, you hit the gas and got the hell away from him.
Well, I kind of waited a little bit longer than I had been going there, so I wasn't expecting him to catch on, very good, and he did, and he got into me a little bit, and as soon as he did that, I stomped on it and really separated myself from him and Dwayne and everybody that was back there. So, fortunately, I had a lot of good restarts tonight, so I was able to separate myself from the field, once we got the green flag there.
Absolutely, definitely. What's your thoughts going into? Can you do like NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin done and called his shot? Going into New Hampshire and picking up the victory? Can we have you call your shot here on ETV Live and say, okay, I'm going to go into Dover and I'm going to win this thing?
Well, I like Dover, so I'm going to have to say I believe I'm going to win that race. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to go out there on a limb and say I'm going to make it 3 in a row at Dover.
All right, the gauntlet's been thrown down. Throw out your sponsors, line number 75 card.
I got to thank all the guys at Huffman Racing. We have fun week in, week out running the series. All the guys at ETV, Real Sim Racing guys, all the admins, they do a good job, makes it fun for us. And, of course, Sim Seats, Real World and Sim sponsor. Go to their sites, www.sim-seats.com. We got some cool cockpits over there. Bob Earl Racing Seats for sponsoring the series, and I believe that's it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the second week in a row, I got one more question for you. Did it really piss you off when you got taken out by Steve Ritter at Richmond, and now you just pretty much just put yourself in a clinic that I'm going to win every race in the chase. Nobody's going to get in my way. I'm going to have the best car. I'm going to have the best car to beat. I'm going to have the best setup, and everybody can eat my dust.
Well, I wasn't very happy about that at Richmond. I don't think Steve did that on purpose. He never raced me bad. But I go in each race with the same mentality. I just go in thinking I can win, and sometimes I come out on top. Other times I don't. But these first 2 races in the chase have started off to a good start there. So.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Gatorade Victory Lane, and remember, Gatorade is the official soft drink. We call it soft drink. The official sports beverage of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. And in Gatorade Victory Lane, once again, for the second week in a row, he won at Chicagoland, and he wins here in Loudon, New Hampshire, in front of the New Englanders who love clam chowder, Mr. Landon Huffman. He'll get ready for Dover next week in Dover, Delaware. Now let's bring in our driver that got the Goodies Headache Powder of the Race Award, the Navy Duke in the 47 car, Eric Arnold. Eric, have you recovered from jet lag yet?
I think I just died from that. Holy crap. That was, I should have just gone low and tried to avoid the whole thing. And he went back up in the center of the track. I don't even know who that was, but wow.
Is that why they call you the Navy Nuke?
I don't know, but I sure nuked the crap out of that.
Absolutely, man. We're glad you're okay. I know that car went for one hell of a wreck, and then you ended up actually landing on all four wheels. So kind of like a cat that falls through the air. You land on all four wheels after you get airborne. You did the same thing in orbit. So definitely, you went up into orbit, then you came back and landed on all four wheels. So definitely, we're gonna have to call you somebody. You're like a cat with 9 lives because you just spat them all. You're still standing.
That was just crazy. Don't even know how it happened.
Absolutely, definitely. Michael Keaton, final thoughts, buddy, before we close it out here tonight from Chase Race number 2 at New Motor Speedway.
New nickname for Eric Arnold is my final thought for tonight. The Spaceman Special.
The Spaceman Special. And now we'll all pack it up and we'll get ready. We'll get ready along with the Spaceman Special for round number 3 of the chase next Monday night at Dover Downs International Speedway, Dover, Delaware. So, for everybody here, we proved that we could do it without J.D. Webb. J.D. Webb is recovering from blisters on his feet from driving the pace car, gas and brake all night. So definitely an awesome broadcast. J.D. Webb should be back here next week. Always a great job by the man with the new nickname. We used to call him Magic Fingers. Now he's John Fast Track Westling. I'm Wesley Outland, the official voice of Fast Track, along with Michael Keaton, the voice of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. Big thanks to our all-star pit crew of Dakota Urban, Joshua Harbinson. And again, we will join you next Monday night, 9:30 Eastern for round number 3 of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series as the race to the chase continues for the Bob Earl Racing seat. For everybody, you've been tuned in to the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. Good night and God bless.
Thank you.